It was supposed to be just another long day for Daniel, a young, hard-working mechanic trying to make ends meet in a small corner of the city. His workshop was nothing fancy, peeling paint on the walls, the smell of grease in the air, and a single flickering bulb that fought against the morning light. He fixed everything from old bicycles to rusted motorbikes, but that day, something different walked through his door, and changed his life forever. A luxury car stopped outside his tiny garage, its silver body gleaming in the sunlight. The kind of car that didn't belong anywhere near his street. When the door opened, Daniel was stunned. A woman stepped out, elegant yet kind-eyed, holding the hand of a little girl sitting in a wheelchair. The chair, however, was clearly broken, the left wheel bent, the armrest hanging loose. The girl looked embarrassed, almost hiding behind her mother. "Please," the woman said softly. "Someone told me you're the best mechanic around here. My daughter's wheelchair broke while we were out. We've tried everywhere, but no one could fix it today." Daniel wiped his hands on his old rag and crouched beside the wheelchair, inspecting it carefully. "I'll do my best, ma'am," he said, offering a gentle smile to the little girl. "Don't worry, we'll get your wheels back in shape." The little girl, whose name was Lily, looked at him curiously. "You really think you can fix it?" she asked in a tiny voice. "I don't think," Daniel said. "I know." The mother, Grace, watched silently, her heart aching. She had built an empire from scratch, but all her wealth couldn't buy the one thing she wanted most, her daughter's happiness. Lily had been in that wheelchair since birth, and while Grace had spared no expense, she often felt helpless whenever Lily's face dimmed with sadness. As Daniel worked, Grace noticed something in him she rarely saw in people: care. He wasn't rushing, nor was he doing it for money. He treated that chair like it was something sacred, something that mattered. Hours passed. Daniel adjusted bolts, replaced bearings, and even used some spare bike parts he had lying around. He noticed how old the wheelchair model was, so he decided to make it better, not just fix it, but improve it. He added small shock absorbers for smoother rides, reinforced the frame for better balance, and adjusted the height to make it more comfortable for Lily. When he finally finished, he stepped back, wiping the sweat from his forehead. "All right, princess," he said, smiling. "Give it a try." Lily hesitated, then moved her hands on the wheels. The chair rolled forward effortlessly. Her eyes widened with surprise. "It feels different," she exclaimed, spinning around with laughter. "It's so smooth." Grace's eyes filled with tears as she watched her daughter's joy fill the tiny workshop. It wasn't just a repair, it was hope brought back to life. Daniel smiled, brushing off the praise. "It's nothing special," he said quietly. "Just made it a bit easier for her to move around." But Grace couldn't hold back her emotions. "Nothing special," she whispered, stepping closer. "You have no idea what this means to me. I've spent millions on specialists and custom chairs, yet no one made her smile like this." Daniel looked down, embarrassed. "I just like helping people," he said softly. When Grace tried to pay him, Daniel refused. "No need, ma'am. Seeing her smile is more than enough payment for me." But Grace insisted. She couldn't leave without doing something. So she quietly slipped her business card into his toolbox before she left. The next morning, Daniel woke up to the sound of cars outside his garage, black SUVs and men in suits. He thought something was wrong. Then, Grace stepped out again, dressed simply but radiating warmth. "Daniel," she said, smiling, "I have a proposal for you." She invited him to her company, a tech firm known for innovation. There, she showed him a room filled with prototypes of mobility devices, robotics, and assistive technology. "We've been trying to create affordable mobility solutions for children with disabilities," she explained. "But what you did yesterday, you solved problems my engineers couldn't. I want you to join us." Daniel was speechless. "Me? I'm not an engineer," he said. Grace shook her head. "You have something more valuable, heart." Months passed. Daniel began working at Grace's company, helping design new and affordable wheelchairs for children across the world. His small acts of kindness grew into a movement. Every chair they made was tested by Lily, who proudly called him Uncle Danny. One evening, as the sun set through the office windows, Grace stood by Daniel, watching Lily play outside, running in her new chair, laughing freely. Grace turned to him, tears in her eyes. "You didn't just fix her chair," she said softly. "You fixed something in us, too. You reminded me what kindness can do." Daniel smiled, looking at the sky glowing orange and gold. "One act of kindness," he said, "can change everything." And indeed, it did. Message. Sometimes, the smallest gestures carry the greatest power. You don't need wealth, fame, or titles to change lives, just a kind heart and the courage to help when you can. Because one act of kindness can start a chain reaction that transforms the world.